Today, I am respectfully defending cinematic injustice with a very respectful tequila and a cigar that looks classy but is secretly dangerous. Oh. Welcome to Sticks and Spirits. Woo! Hey, welcome back to Sticks and Spirits. You can see we got a small crew today. We're a little bit more intimate, a little more close up. We don't have the whole crew today. We're getting to the end of our bracket. So we decided to do something today with just the three of us.
Yep.
Because we don't want to vote without our mostly full crew.
Yep.
But I've been saying in almost every episode you've watched,
yes, you have,
that young Frankenstein got ripped off by not being in.
Yes, you have.
So the three of us decided to do two things today. One, we're going to review, no vote, but review Young Frankenstein. Yep. And also, our tequila haters aren't here.
Very true.
So we agreed that we would try pairing a tequila with a cigar. So let's start by pouring some of this Don Julio Añejo tequila. And tequila, my opinion, best served chilled. So I'm going to pour it over ice. Oh, let's get a good pour going, guys.
We got a fun day in store for us, Timmy.
Yeah, we do. Shake it up, get it cool, but we don't want it watered down. That's why we're chilling it and not putting it on the rocks.
Now,
now you can feel the cold. I'm going to need some more tequila. I can tell already. Let's see. Oh, Mike, you're not getting any.
No. It's been a long time, Timmy, since I've had some good tequila.
All right, if you need more. And because tequila is new to all of us, really. I mean, I've had it before, but I'm not a regular drinker. And because we're all new to tequila, I've decided to give us a chaser. And this is a Modelo Negra, one of my favorite Mexican beers. Drink it if you need it.
Okay.
It's there for you.
Okay.
So let's talk a little. So we're not going to talk a lot about Don Julio Añejo because we've not done tequila before. I'm going to talk a little bit about tequila.
Okay.
Tequila. So tequila is essentially grown in two different areas of Mexico, same state, but the Highlands and lowlands.
Okay.
Highlands are up about 7,000 feet, and the lowlands are still at about 4,000 feet.
Okay.
So the Highland has got a red, iron-rich clay, and the agave grows larger, and it gets sweeter. Flavor profile is a sweeter agave, citrus, softer mouthfeel. Before this gets too warm, you guys want to start giving it a try? Give it a try. Yeah, it's very smooth, very easy on the mouth.
Very smooth.
It's the bourbon drinker's gateway drug to tequila. Sweeter, rounder, more approachable. Now, we don't have one, but the lower ones, this dark volcanic soil.
Okay.
Smaller, more vegetal leaves, earthier, peppery, and herbal. And think of Sauza or Jose Cuervo.
Okay.
Okay. Lowlands tequila fights back a little bit. It's more of a rye whiskey than a wheated bourbon.
Gotcha.
Right, to do our comparisons. Now, region influences flavor, but production choices matter just as much. So there's many different ways you can do it, but you've got three basic types of tequila, both lowlands and highlands. Blanco, reposado, and añejo. Blanco, clear, pure agave, no aging. It's a little pepper, a little lime zest. It's very crisp.
Okay.
You're going to want to pair it with a Connecticut wrapper, a creamy Dominican, kind of a mild to medium Nicaraguan.
Okay.
Reposado, it's aged 2 to 12 months in oak. So you got still the agave
in oak
with a light oak. It's more honey, vanilla, maybe a soft caramel. You're going to pair it with a habanero wrapper. We've had a couple of those recently.
Yeah.
Medium body. And then the añejo, 1 to 3 years in oak. So it's very barrel forward. It's more toffee, a little more oakier. It's not oaky compared to a bourbon. And that's what you got to remember. We're talking tequila here, right? A minimum bourbon's in for 4 years. This one's in for 18 months.
Yeah.
So you're going to get some oak, but when we think oak, we think of something different.
Agreed.
Right? That's more baking spice. So you want to pair that with a Maduro, right? One of the dark cigars, a San Andres wrapper, full-bodied Nicaraguan. So what we've got here is a San Andres wrapper and a full-bodied Nicaraguan. This is the Aroma de Cuba. The smell of Cuba. Think about it. The aroma of Cuba. It started in Cuba in the 1880s. More than 130 years later now, though, it's made in Nicaragua, like a lot of Cuban brands are. And you may recognize or remember the guy who's now making these, Jose Pepin Garcia. And if you don't remember him, you're going to remember he is My Father Cigars.
Love it. Love it.
These are actually made by Jose Pepin and his son Jaime in the My Father factory.
Okay.
It's got a San Andres wrapper, which is a Mexican wrapper.
Okay.
And if you remember a while ago, we had the San Andres cigar.
Correct.
Yep.
Everything was Mexican. We didn't care for it.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yep.
But this is a Nicaraguan binder and filler
Interesting.
with the San Andres wrapper.
Okay.
And so I picked the wrapper for two reasons. Number one, they're both Mexico, Pacific Coast,
Okay.
Atlantic Coast, the wrapper.
Okay.
But it's also the type of cigar wrapper strength that's supposed to go well with this.
Fair.
So if you're ready, let's light it up and see what our first thoughts are. This is the Noblesse, by the way.
Beautiful. I really like the.
This is the
wrap-
original art from the 1800s that they had in Cuba. It's a dark Oscuro wrapper, so it's even darker than a Maduro and Nicaraguan tobacco grown in Esteli. It's a $15 cigar. Of course, this is a very big one. This is a 6.5 inch by 60. So it's even bigger than what I normally smoke. The Toros, the Robustos, they're more about $13, $12. So a pretty good price. And we all love My Father Cigars.
Yeah, we did. We did. That's the Judge, right?
The Judge,
Yeah.
correct. That's the one we've had on the show.
That is on my top 10 list, Timmy. That's great.
Oh, nice. So now let's do it with the tequila.
Okay.
So I think that goes.
I would say that's not so bad.
No,
That's not bad at all.
it's great.
Right.
It's great.
And you sip it like a bourbon. You're not doing 18-year-old tequila shots,
Yep.
right? You sip it like a drink, have a puff of cigar. That's nice.
It's very nice.
And I think, speaking on the tequila, Timmy, I think a lot of people who don't like tequila don't like the burn that maybe some of the lower end ones. This has none of that.
Zero burn here.
This is so smooth.
People who don't like tequila are drinking Salsa and Jose Cuervo in shots or in margaritas.
Yes.
And they're not getting the
Right.
barrel aged mellowing, right? That you get from an Añejo or a Reposado, a little less aged. The Don Julio, by the way, made in Mexico in the Highlands, it's 40 proof. It's not a high alcohol,
Yeah.
Okay.
which most tequilas are, right?
Okay.
Most tequilas are right around 40 proof. 18 months in American white oak barrels.
Okay. You don't need to
About $60, by the way.
Yeah.
numb your tongue with lemon and chase it. with
No,
salt.
yeah.
No lime, no salt.
This is very good.
Do it right. You
Yes.
do it right.
Yes.
This
I mean,
It's very pleasant.
It's tasty, man.
It's very tasty.
this is a good combination, Alan.
Now, I like, Timmy, how you said when you were kind of comparing like the Highlands, and that's where this comes from.
Yep.
And so it's a little sweeter. And that's probably why I'm enjoying it so much.
It is a little sweeter. So
Yeah.
I've had. So when I say Salsa and Jose Cuervo, you think of those. You think of those are basic tequilas.
100%.
Well, okay. Their main line is just like everyone thinks of bourbon, they think of Jim Beam or Jack Daniels.
Sure.
Jose Cuervo makes some really good
Okay.
next
Okay.
level tequilas. Most of them are still made with the lowlands though, and they're not as sweet as this. But they don't want it to be as sweet as this. That's why they're going
Gotcha.
in the lowlands.
Interesting.
Right, so there's some complexity to it. And I'm gonna tell you what, Mike, I'm gonna need some more of this.
I think I'm going to as well.
We're going to go after this. So are all Añejos the Highlands?
No, Añejo simply means it's the most time I know, between 1 and 3 years.
Okay.
Nope. Jose Cuervo's got Añejos and Reposados.
Okay.
So you got Blanco, no oak.
Yep.
You've got Reposado, a minimum amount of time on oak, and then you've got the Añejo, the most time on oak. Hey guys, I'm picking the most time on oak in a full body cigar.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
I mean,
It's a great pairing.
that's where
It's a
I'm
great
going.
pairing.
Yeah. This cigar is fantastic. At least just off the start.
It's tasty, man.
And very, very flavorful. Burning great so far. Construction looks fantastic.
Like
It-
my initial flavor, my initial lips on the cigar, I thought almost like a dirty taste, but that has gone away completely.
Yeah.
I feel like the mouthfeel, not the flavor. The flavor is its own because of the tobacco, but the mouthfeel is very reminiscent of My Father.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well done, Timmy. Great pairing. And when we sat down to, I mean, none of us have reached for the beer yet.
No,
We're just.
I don't know if I'm going to at this point.
And this tequila is going down pretty quick.
Well, let's prepare another one,
Yeah,
and then we'll get this off the table so we can talk about the movies because YouTube has rules. This cigar is very,
fantastic.
very nice.
Fantastic. And I think, Mike, as both of our palates have continued to grow, like we're starting to like these more full-bodied.
100%.
Yes.
Guys, if you've not ever paired a cigar and a tequila,
This would be a great start.
This is not terrible.
give it a try.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, but it's very tasty. And speaking of different experiences, Young Frankenstein, neither of you have seen it, correct?
I have
Not until this week.
Until last night.
All right, I'm going to let you guys take your first crack at it.
I need to hear you first because I need to know where this is
We're
going.
going to be honest here.
Yeah,
We're going to be
100%
honest.
honest.
So when it had first started, so I now can put a face to Gene Wilder's name.
Okay.
It's Willy Wonka.
He's Willy Wonka.
And he's in a lot, yeah.
for me. So it's obviously the movie's from 1974.
Yes.
Humor and
Looks
production-
like it's from 1934.
yes, black and white.
Yep.
If I put myself in that era, I would think that movie would be pretty damn funny.
1974 or 1934?
1970. Maybe both. I didn't. I found parts of it. Once he gets to the Frankenstein castle,
Yep.
and he gets his aide there, which is Mel Brooks acting as that guy, right?
Igor?
Yes.
Igor? No, that's not Mel Brooks.
No.
His name is
Oh.
Marty Feldman.
Oh, okay. Well, Marty felt. I thought he was hilarious.
He was,
Him with the eyes.
my name is Frankenstein. Oh, well, I'm Igor then. By the way, those are his eyes.
Oh no, we're kidding.
Oh,
I thought that was like a movie.
You know what?
crowd.
I'll put a picture of Marty Feldman up. That's his eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a new development.
Because the whole time I was thinking, well, that dude's a really good actor.
Yeah.
Or that's just the way he is. And I didn't know. I don't know.
I kept asking myself, would it? Because I know, Timmy, this is one of your favorites. Would it stack up well in the bracket that we made? I don't think it would have, just because of how old it is and how different comedy has changed.
Our old ones haven't held up all that well.
They haven't. They have not. But I still enjoyed it and got through it, and it was a very interesting. Like, I enjoyed the movie.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed because I'm watching it, not for my enjoyment now, not on purpose. I'm watching it and saying, okay, what are these guys seeing? And I'm like, you know what? I'm still loving this thing, but I'm going to get savage tomorrow is what I was thinking.
yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I struggled. I was watching it and I'm like, is this a comedy? Am I watching the wrong movie? Like, is this... Like, there's a funny line here or there, but overall, I didn't care for it at all.
See, now, I enjoyed it, but to your point, though, I didn't think it was a full-blown comedy movie.
Correct.
Like, it was just a story, and there was funny parts, funny lines in there, but I didn't think the whole thing was like a comedy skit.
I chuckled out loud, I think, once. Those are big knockers. Maybe twice, but the whole time I'm just literally like, I might not have the right movie because this is just not
When
funny.
he's doing the whole Frankenstein and he puts the scalpel in his leg, it's not even a smile.
Sure. I had a smile, but
I laughed at that, and then when he said the Adula Oblonga, and I immediately went, "What? I've heard that before."
There's an inside joke in that movie that they never reveal, but there's a reason why the horses whinny every time they say her name. Blucher means glue in German. You know,
I would have never.
you know how they send old
Yeah,
horses to
yeah.
the glue factory?
Sure. Okay.
I would have never.
So every time they said her name, they think they're going to the glue factory.
Interesting.
So that was funny. Also, it was funny when he's having his way with the
His fiance.
with his fiance.
Well,
Just, no.
That's it. You leave.
yeah.
Because everything's in proportion, including what does she call it?
Frankenstein.
The Svanacher or whatever.
Well, and how the movie ends with you gave him your breath. What did you take? What did you
take?
So I was telling myself, like, the whole movie, especially once they got to the castle, was teasing the sex side of jokes.
Yes.
And then in the last 10 minutes, they finally
They
deliver
went
on
out, they went
it.
out.
Like, I kept waiting. Okay, like, something's got to happen here. And then in the last 10 minutes, it just... hit on all of them.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched. I'm glad we got a chance to do this.
Yeah.
Didn't
I'm
hold up.
glad we saw it.
Yeah.
Now, I still believe it should have been in the brackets. I don't believe it would have gone very far. All right, well, let's go back to this. We've worked down kind of into the second, third, and this is a really good cigar, guys.
Fantastic.
It's easily as good, if not better, than when we started.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yep.
This is really
Everyone's construction looks great. Mine's burning. I mean, so smooth.
Yeah, mine's
I mean, this is
it's a perfect draw.
Yep.
You don't want to work too hard on your cigar
Correct.
when you're doing the not the inhale, but when you're sucking it in. Okay, that's just about what it is.
is where
You don't want to work too hard on it, but at the same time, you can have cigars where you breathe
Yeah.
and you get a mouthful of smoke.
correct.
Right.
And this is just that right balance,
it is.
right between just a good draw, just easy to smoke, pleasant flavor. I'm not getting any aftertaste for a
No.
really long cigar. It's not heating up.
To that note, it's very clean tasting to me.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree.
Right?
Agreed. That's well said, Mike.
Well, I wonder if that's part of matching it with this. This is
Yeah.
a very clean drink.
Agreed.
Uh,
For tequila, what you think tequila is?
I couldn't be more impressed.
Yeah. If you're anything like me when I was younger, I literally thought Jose Cuervo was the only tequila there was.
Agreed.
Like, there was a white one and a brown one, and that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Timmy, if we were to go to most common restaurants or Mexican, would they have this tequila there to get?
You know,
Or-
a lot of them would, but a lot of places, like if you went to any Mexican restaurant, they're definitely going to have this.
Okay.
And you can get Don Julio at most restaurants, but probably not this one. At least I can't tell you I've ever seen.
You can get the blanco and the reposado.
Correct.
You can't always get the inhale. I agree with that.
Well done, Timmy. This is
It's a surprisingly good match with having a cigar.
And that was
It's
the
very
interesting part. I wasn't thinking these two were going to pair, and by these two I mean tequila and cigar
In general.
in general.
Yeah.
But this is good.
A shout out to my friend Kareem, who always has tequila with his. So let's sum it up. Young Frankenstein looks refined, black and white, classic cinematography, old Hollywood feel, but underneath it's kind of ridiculous. Tequila's the same way. Feels sophisticated, but at the end of the day, it's just agave grown in the dirt, meant to have fun.
yep.
And a cigar, smooth, elegant, goodly constructed, but it's still fire and smoke. So maybe the best stuff, movie, cigars, tequila, all live in the same place. Take the craftsmanship seriously,
Yeah.
but not too seriously.
Well
And that's why this movie should have been in the bracket. So until next time.
Going in the bracket for 1 week. Let's be real.
So until next time we get back to our regularly scheduled bracket, keep your sticks lit, keep your spirits high.
Cheers.
Cheers.